Hello, good morning or good afternoon as I come on to you today here in Ukraine, in Babi Yar. The Ukrainian government is making a ceremony to commemorate the terrible massacre that took place in Babi Yar 80 years ago on September 29 and 30. The Nazis came into Babi Yar, and in the Ravens, they literally, in 2 days, massacred tens of thousands of Jews. And over the years, it was never really recognized because of worse atrocities that happened in Auschwitz. But Babi Yar had 100,000 Jews killed there during the Holocaust. And they unveiled the testimony of 159 of the culprits, of those who killed and murdered Jews, who were later tried and released. And I was reading one of the testimonies of this guy Victor, who was a Czech originally, and became a Gestapo Nazi. And he said, he gave testimony in 1967, how within one day, the second day of the Babi Yar Massacre, he himself killed and murdered between 150 to 250 Jews. And he says how when he came off, when they brought him there, first they gave them rum, alcohol to celebrate. And then 6 or 7 Jews would lie down in the Raven, filling up the whole floor. And they would walk down with guns and shoot them. And when they died, they would bring another 6 and lay them on top. And he said by the end of the day, it was piled on high. And the Jews just had no way to fight back, and were literally killed, tens of thousands of Jews in these 2 days. And it took 80 years to probably, well, not 80 years, but now on the 80th anniversary, the world is recognizing what happened. And it's a painful part of our history that we never forget. But yesterday, we found something out quite interesting that reminds us why times are different. Ron Arad, an Israeli, was captured by Iran in 1986. That's almost 40 years ago, 35 years ago. And the last time Israel heard anything from him was in 1988. And just this past few months, Israel went on a daring raid. And the TV in Israel is discussing it. Nothing is official yet. I'm sure there'll be more reports coming out. But 2 things they report is, one, that Israel went to take DNA from a dead body in Syria to find out if that's the body of Ron Arad. And then they also captured an Iranian general and interrogated him from Syria to see if they could find out about the whereabouts of Ron Arad. And you think it's 35 years. There's 10 million Jews living in Israel. And Israel's focused on the one Jew. And they'll never forget. And of course, that's the message we send to all those haters and murderers who killed and butchered so many Jews in Babi Yar and all over the world. That times are different. We will hunt you down, we will find you, and we will never give up on any Jewish life. That's the story of Israel and the Jewish people today. Just last week, Israel, Maccabi Haifa, went to play a game in Berlin against the Union leader. And they played in the stadium that Hitler built for his propaganda for the 1936 Olympics. And Israel played the game there, which they lost 3-0. They lost the game. But at that game, there were some fans that threw anti-Semitic slurs at the Jewish teenagers who were there watching the game. And although there were other fans that stopped them, there were fans that were anti-Semitic to the Jews as they came back to commemorate and to celebrate a game, and went to lay an Israeli flag and a Magen David at the site of the Holocaust Memorial in Berlin. And today, the union leader in Berlin announced that they have found the fan, or at least the main one who was throwing anti-Semitic slurs, and they banned him forever from their stadium. And they send out a notice to all the teams in Germany that he should be banned and never be able to play. And it reminds us that although there's so much pain, and we remember a time in of our history when so many people were massacred, today we have an army to defend us. And never again means never again. And we also have people who care and want to outroot this anti-Semitism, Gentiles who are kind over the world and despise this hate for no reason. This week's Torah portion we read about Noach. Noach witnessed murder, killing, thievery, where literally God brought a flood to destroy the whole world. But then Noach rebuilt, and he rebuilt in a way of kindness, in a way of love, in a way of giving, in a way that brought hope to the world. And when you think about Babi Yar today, on this 80th anniversary commemorating those massacres, when you think about the Jewish people who survived the atrocities of the Holocaust, and the hope they had, and the way they rebuilt, it gives us hope for a future where we will stand tall and proud. Never forget those that were killed, but look forward and fight for the rights, the protection of every single Jew all over the world, no matter where they are. God bless you and have a great day.